Hi there, I'm Mike Gales for Everlast Nutrition. And now many people are trying to get into the best shape that they possibly can, but they also have these 6 bad habits that they probably should quit right now. So let's take a look at bad habit number 1, and that is drinking your calories. Now I've mentioned this in a few videos now because this has to be one of the biggest mistakes that I see people continually make. They're making the effort to get their workouts in, they're training really hard, they're even watching what they eat, but what they don't do is they don't watch the calories that they drink. Adding 100 to 200 extra calories per meal really adds up, and just because they're in liquid form does not mean that your body is not going to store those calories as fat. So my biggest tip to everyone is also probably one of the easiest to implement, and that's that you can cut an enormous amount of calories out of your diet by switching most, if not all of your drinks, to water. So let's take a look at bad habit number 2, and that's talking yourself out of training. Now, of course, there's going to be days when you're stressed and you're tired and overwhelmed and you're just not into it. But those are the days that you need to switch on the autopilot and then just get it done. Each and every day is going to bring with it a million excuses that you can use to blow off a workout. And of course, no one feels like training when they know they can't give it their best effort. But I can promise you that a little bit of something is way better than a whole lot of nothing. And as long as you're consistently making it to your workouts, then you're definitely headed in the right direction. So do yourself a favor, and unless you're injured, stop talking yourself out of getting your workouts in there. I love to use the metaphor that it's like eating a bag of chips. You promise yourself that you're only going to have 1 or 2, and then before you know it, the bag is half empty. Well, the same thing goes for training. If you miss one workout here and there, that quickly turns into a week, into a month, and then before you know it, you've quit training altogether. The best path to success is always going to be to remain consistent. And so you're going to have to tune out that little voice over your shoulder that's telling you to stay home and skip a workout. And sometimes, just like that famous shoe commercial, you're going to have to just do it. So let's move on to bad habit number 3, and that's not putting in hard work. So many people have good intentions. They make the effort to get into their car, sit in traffic, brave the elements, and make it to the gym. So far, so good. But now that they're there, it's time to put in some real work. Is it hard? Of course it's hard. But if it was easy, then of course everyone would be doing it. But at the end of the day, it's all that hard work and dedication that's going to give you the great results that all the slackers could only hope for. And so when you're in the gym, I strongly recommend that you put your phone on silent and that you keep the in-between set socializing down to absolute minimum. Also, make the most of your workouts by training larger muscle groups. That way you can more effectively build muscle and burn calories. I'm telling you, it's so much easier to stick to a disciplined gym routine that only takes about an hour, instead of an unfocused one that eats up 2 or 3 hours of your time. This brings us to bad habit number 4, and that's unraveling on the weekend. I know way too many people out there that make a great effort all week long just to drop the ball when they go out on the weekend. Now, of course, I'm all for going out, having fun, and fudging up on your diet occasionally, but if you're going to do that, then please do it in moderation. Because being true to your diet all week and then really overindulging on the weekend is kind of like running in quicksand. You're working so hard, but you're not really going anywhere. Just keep in mind that there's about 150 calories going down the hatch with every frosty beer. And those 1,800 calories that you killed yourself burning off at the gym last week have just found you again thanks to that 12-pack that you pounded on the weekend. Bad habit number 5. Expecting results overnight. Many people make the mistake of weighing themselves each and every day, or staring in the mirror a little bit longer hoping to see some sort of instantaneous result. And when that instantaneous result doesn't manifest itself, they get discouraged and they want to quit. Real sustainable results are going to take some time to achieve, and you're going to need to give yourself a realistic time frame. I would recommend putting forth an honest effort for at least 6 months. And during that time, you can skip the daily analysis and focus on the long-term overall trend. And finally, bad habit number 6, which is cutting corners. Keep in mind that getting in great shape is not a competition. In the end, you're doing this for yourself, and so no one's going to ever call you out for cutting corners. But I guarantee you that both you and your body are going to know if you start slacking off. And I keep saying that the best way to achieve long-lasting results is to remain consistent. And so do things the right way every time so that you can avoid muscle imbalances that can lead to an injury. I strongly recommend that you take the time to warm up properly and to do the full range of motion for that particular exercise. Add some cardiovascular work to your training regimen and just take a few minutes to stretch after your workout. And finally, too many people skip training back and training legs because training those muscles are hard work. Yet training those large muscle groups are going to have the biggest overall impact on your physique. So do yourself a favor and try not to cut corners. Make sure you train your legs, make sure you train your back, do some abdominal work, do some cardiovascular work, and add some stretching to your training routine. By training the right way and not cutting corners, you're laying the groundwork to have great results for many years to come. This has been Mike Gales for Everlast Nutrition, and if you like these videos, then please click below to like or subscribe, as we're constantly posting up great tips and new ideas that are meant to get you into the absolute greatest shape possible.